if that's the case.
I've dug enough holes for myself as is.
Yeah.
I don't need any
You
help.
could say that. You could certainly say something along those lines.
This card game is brought to you by the Spade Suit.
All right, off we go here in Losers Finals. This is a, we were talking about PNW classics between JDV and Jonas. This is a real PNW classic because this has been going on. This is a almost,
cross-generational,
bi-weekly, monthly occurrence dating back to 2016. These two guys have a lot of history. They lived together at one point in time. Part of the Four Horsemen trio back in the Four Horsemen era. We're in for a real treat. This is, oh man, I feel old.
The only two surviving horsemen, but
they're still, let's be clear, they're still alive.
Honestly,
no, they're dead.
W for humanity to knock out two of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I gotta say, kind of an impressive showing by us.
Yes, yes. I am very glad that we are no longer subject to greed and pride.
Why not? Just
Did nobody see those two forwarders?
Give them the dunks.
I just got a Rashard Lewis throwback.
Oh,
how do you like that? I was a Seattle Supersonics fan when I was 10 years old.
Very nice.
Yeah. And here we are. That means that Vladimir Radmanovich, Ludo was getting to play with the lead, but much like the Supersonics, blows it immediately.
We're going to see what Gary Payton here at Ludo can do with the clubs.
Gary Payton.
Oh, please, someone go from way downtown.
Almost got it. Okay, well, taking shots and whiffing, unfortunately, unlike my GOAT Ray Allen.
No Freddie Brown over here quite yet. Not going too far downtown.
I will admit to everybody watching right now, I am now out of Seattle Supersonics players.
I'm severely a fish out of water in this discussion.
Don't worry, we're in the same boat now. I have all of my water has run out. The lake has dried up.
I had none to begin with. I'm a little guppy in this pond.
Tiger Woods.
This is my first time in my life hearing somebody refer to themselves as a guppy. That's pretty great.
I used to teach swim lessons, and we started off as pollywog, and then guppy, and then minnow, and then I think there was like something else, and there was like shark.
I love that. Yeah, if you're Michael Phelps shows up and you're like Nimitz class battleship, like
we got Navy shooters in the water.
Oh my goodness. And speaking of shooters right now, JoJoDaHoBo trying to find a way to bring this game back from a distance. The pull, the walk through hell to get that grab.
Yo, did he just walk up slowly and
pivot grab?
And pivot grab.
Yay. Yo, did he just do it again?
Yo, he really did though.
He did.
He really did though.
Rest in peace, Hacks, and rest in peace that stock to Ludo. That was in poor taste. Somebody else, please talk.
we gotta really,
but heartfelt and genuinely,
heartfelt and genuine.
We lost somebody that meant a lot to us. And
we lost a good man. We lost Hacks. Rest in peace. And you know what else is rest in peace? Probably Jonas's stock here pretty soon.
You're just making it worse.
I said something genuine to get us out of that situation. We can't tope our way out of this one, Gyromite.
You guys have not met Scott Gyromite Thomas Jr. before.
I told you.
But this is a classic.
I don't need any help digging holes. I dig it myself.
I got it. You were like, no, sir. I'll take it from here.
I'll make it worse.
Shout out to Keanu Reeves and Holes. Great movie. Oh, is Jonas dead?
Keanu Reeves was in Holes?
He was in Holes.
I thought that was Shia LaBeouf.
Damn it, it was Shia LaBeouf.
I was right.
No, you got kicked.
Great Game 1 victory from Ludo. I'm no good at movie trivia, but I am good at telling you what I just saw 5 seconds ago. And that was Mario getting a kill with the cape. Nice aggressive edge guard right there from Ludo. There's a reason that I don't play movie to movie.
The longer this block has gone on, the progressively more unhinged we have gotten. And you know what?
It started pretty unhinged, so that's...
What am I seeing?
Yeah, did I just see, like...
What was up the preview screen, Lyra?
Did I just hallucinate Subway Surfers, or is that... All right.
There was a test at Subway Surfers. Yo, that would be...
It's not relevant right now. This is a hot set.
That would be a Western Washington, specifically Smash to Pieces classic.
Yeah.
Is putting on some Subway Surfers to get us through sets like, not this one. This one's a pretty fast-paced one. Ludo and
This one's
Joe,
all right.
they really have played so many sets, like at least like 200 plus. I feel at this point, they know each other really, really well.
They know, yeah, they know the inside and outs of each other's brains. They know how each other thinks. This is one of those deep, deep meta cuts where you're on the like 6th and 7th level of trying to read the other person.
I'm glad you brought that back because the way that started off, you brought a very like normal commentary thing to say and made it sound sensual.
Scott, we're playing Smash.
It was actually like I need to see your fan fiction folder.
Well, let me
That's all
tell
I'm
you,
saying.
fully intentional.
Okay.
Totally meant to do that.
I will shake your hand because that was beautiful. Just like the gameplay between these two is beautiful, but it's Jonas who looks even better off stage. Great up B to try to continue the edge guard, but Ludo back on terra firma, solid ground. But still going to be in trouble here. Jonas finding a lot of easy openings.
Oh.
No jump.
Okay.
Yeah, no jump. I think caught the double jump on the right side there towards the ledge. But yeah, okay, has to get off right there. You know, sometimes it's just hard to talk about the game. These two don't make it easy.
You got stuff going on in your life, Kyle, that you
No.
want to talk about?
How have things been for you in the past 10 years since this tournament started?
I was 15 when that started.
I was
that's cool.
18.
I would have been 16. I had to remember how old I was.
Yeah.
I remember starting it in this very room. It was me, Serona, and 3 guys named Jackson, Hunter, and Peter. Shout out to those guys if they're watching.
Boy, the boys.
One
They
of
sure
them,
sound like college students.
one of
I'll
them's a
tell you
lawyer
that.
now.
Good for them.
The other 2 are, I think they're like computer engineers. So
By the way, can I ask you something? Because I have been
Yes.
curious about this. I haven't looked into this. Do you guys up here have your like notorious local injury lawyer that has memorable advertising?
so we don't have the
Because that's okay. I know that sounds insane, but every like major metro area in America has one.
we don't have the local injury. We have the truck we have the truck like salesperson. There's a commercial. I'm sure you've watched, you know, FSN Root Sports growing up. There's always the commercial that Jay Buhner's on. You know, come to Northwest Motorsports, where we got trucks, and more trucks, and tell them the Bone sent you.
Oh, dude, I love that. See, down in Dallas, for that exact analog, we had our local Ford dealership, Rodeo Ford, and one of the ads it featured Burton Gilliam from Blazing Saddles,
Oh, okay.
and it started off with a little country ditty that went trucks, 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 and then the announcer goes Rodeo Ford, and then Burton Gilliam's on screen for like 20 seconds talking about 11,888 for a brand new Ford F-150.
That would make me want to drive a truck.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, these players are keeping trucking along here.
Oh, +2. Beautiful segue there from Gyrobite, bringing us right back into this one as Jonas looking real comfortable here on Town and City, up a full stock, and you know what that means. We are back in the corner, tossing projectiles, making that Mario and his stubby little limbs come to me and my stubby little limbs, and so indeed Ludo will oblige to even this game back up with that down smash.
Yeah, evens out down to the stocks, but yeah, 100% already racked up here. JoJo is keeping it on right now. That's going to be the updraft. Tries to get the little bit of the kill there, but Town and City with this tall upper blast zone is going to make sure that's not going to find the kill just yet. But that is going to be a weight bounce boomerang into the air. We love to see it.
Even with the DI right into the corner, it's enough to do it. I do want to go back. Did you call the up tilt up there the updraft? Is that what that's called?
I think that's what it was named.
Okay. Again, no Toon Link in my knowledge most of the time, so I'm not familiar with the terminology.
I feel like I've said that a lot on commentary before, and my brain's trying to remember if that's what it was called.
You invented this.
I didn't invent
this.
this.
Is your fault.
No,
Okay.
I did not. Pretty sure
You're forgiven.
JoJo was one of the people who really found a lot of use with that.
I am
like,
choosing
exact
to believe
confirm.
you.
No. I'm a renowned liar.
I'm staying out of it because I wasn't here to verify the information.
It's fine. Kyle and I have been married for 8 years. You know, we bicker, we fight, but at the end of the day, we
and I'm
come
the
together.
child who will be
that
torn apart
timeline
by the
doesn't
divorce.
work out well for you, by the way.
Oh no! Wait a minute, you're like 25. It's like technically. Oh,
Okay.
we're not gonna go
You
there.
should stop talking.
I
See-
repeat, the hole has breached the light rail.
Dude, somehow.
Service will now be shut down between Soto and the University of Washington.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic right here. WGA reunion. It's a classic for Scott to say things like this.
Yeah.
And it is a classic for.
Are y'all impressed that I off the dome remembered the stops that persist of underground stops in Seattle, by the way?
Dude, University District, and yeah, no, it's those two,
And now
and
it
it's
goes north to
annoying.
Linwood.
It does go, but I was talking about the ones that are underground because the other ones are. I was
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about you digging deep, you know.
Yeah,
I was proud of myself for that. I've learned.
Going up there.
yeah.
We are outside of
Yeah.
the bounds of Soto to University of Washington because we are above ground with that combo. Unlike Scott's commentary.
That fair did not spike. I refuse to believe that. That was not. We'll take that one back. Can we get a rewind on the shot clock? I don't know what that was.
I need the referees to review this one. Oh, Jonah's going deep. I love the Phantom footstool to get back on stage. And Ludo looking mad comfy on Battlefield, as any Mario player would be. Guys, we are a minute and a half into this game, and we have not addressed the fact that Jonas left Battlefield open against the Mario.
Yeesh.
And we can
feel
see it backfiring for him right now. It's
Again,
raised
I
up 3
understand
times
that
to
these
1.
two have played a lot of sets, but as an outsider who has not seen these two in particular play, that seems like an oversight to me.
I don't remember the last time I've seen these two play, and especially that was really
great
nice.
Waveland on the platform.
Ooh, little down air. Jonas has been doing a lot of that.
It's
Let's
so
get that
fast.
swishy up air as well. Oh my goodness, we're in.
The chase down.
Down till, okay, the bomb does stuff out that. I think Ludo was trying to fish for another up air to get maybe an up B going for the kill, but you know, JoJo has the center stage right now. Can definitely, again, you said it before, but 2 health bars, JoJo can really bring a lot of life out of himself.
Go for it.
But unfortunately, the break bar does get beat up by the F smash there.
Lean back.
Let it fly.
Sometimes you don't need a fancy combo. You just need to let it rip.
Which honestly, Jonas is very familiar with because
Yep.
you've talked on this before as well, but sometimes the kill confirms aren't there and you just kind of gotta,
Just toss it. What's the worst that can happen? You get hit? You're going to get hit anyway.
Sometimes that can be quite bad.
Yes, true.
Sometimes it's bad, but I guess Ludo was low percent, seconds, like a whole stock up. You know, like what really is the worst that can happen in that kind of
Mario
situation?
on Battlefield.
Yeah.
You can win the game at any time.
Yeah, I mean, like what, like JoJo gets like maybe what out of that if it whiffs, 40% combo, which not the end of the world.
Now, however, I invite everybody who is watching, again, whether you're watching live or watching the VOD, you've got this on in the background, you have no idea why we've been giggling for the past 45 minutes, to lock in, because when Jonas is down 2 games in a best-of-5 set, this is where things can just suddenly change. Now, letting Mario go to Pokemon Stadium 2, again, I know you eventually have to let him go to some stages, but PS2 and Battlefield are kind of like the 2 stages as a Mario I'd like to go to, and Jonas liking the size of the stage, I understand that as a Toon Link, but these combos are going to hoit.
Yeah, you got to remember that Western Washington does have a rule set that definitely favors out, like, you know, Brawler and Mario a lot, because we do have the one-band DSR. So you do have to really, like, leave open a lot of stages in these situations, either, you know, strategically to, like, give them a win so you can, like, play around not having to play Battlefield in the late end of the set. So PS2 right here is still a relatively neutral stage, but Mario is going to benefit from essentially every stage on this kind of rule
And
set.
may I say, I like that. I like people having accessible counter picks, and given how pared down the stage rule set is, I can't believe I'm talking about stages as if it matters at this late stage in the game, but like, I enjoy having few bans letting people go to their counter pick stages, and the fact that we don't have anything really super goofy in the stage list, I think that not having a lot of bans, or my controversial take, any bans at all, is a good thing.
No, that is definitely something that we love out here. We love the idea of forcing people to play like all the stages.
Yeah.
Forcing. Yes.
No, it's like a very much, okay, heavily suggested. Like, hey, please use the counter picks.
My
I don't want to
take-
see PS2 over and over
My
again.
take would be that you run games like, you know, like any FPS, you know, Counter-Strike, Valorant, Rainbow Six, where you get to pick a stage and you can play on it once, and then after that you have to go somewhere else. I don't care if you want to go back to Inferno. You only get 1 game on Inferno.
Yeah, but you get 4 bomb sites, so you get to really mix it up. I get 2 bomb sites.
Inferno has 2 bomb sites like every Counter-Strike map, but I see your point.
No, my
Nice
brain
tech chase.
was more racking up that Rainbow Six because there's also... Is it Inferno on that as well?
No, there's not an Inferno. You know, I was going to say Border, but I was like, nobody plays Rainbow Six.
I played Rainbow
I was the weird guy that played Rainbow Six instead of Counter-Strike. That game was fun. We are into another fun game. Yeah, we can talk about that all day. Look, I'll talk to Gyromite about baseball later. I'll talk to you about Rainbow Six later. All 3 of us can talk about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate here at WGA Reunion, where you are currently tuned in to Game 4, potentially JoJoDaHoBo's last stock of the tournament, but is not going down without a fight as I say that, bringing this Game 4 to last stock.
Okay. 70%, you know, nothing really to scoff at here. Ludo can find a quick little kill right here, trying to get these landing nairs to find something after the fact. A little bit of a weird trade. Gyromite, what's happening, buddy?
He's trying to chase him down with aerials and knock him off stage, but how's he going to get this edge guard? He comes back. I sound like Tony Romo. I don't know, Jim.
If you're really Tony Romo, you give me a prediction of the future that's accurate right now.
He's going to kill him with up smash.
All right. It's a bold prediction. We'll see how that plays out at the ledge. Perfect time to let him rip. Tension.
I just want it to happen.
You know it's tense when the commentator says tension to make that moment last a little longer.
JoJo's got plenty of stage, has time to use it.
He heard it. He had his lottery ticket. The last number was 43, and he heard 32.
JoJo
Damn it.
really?
Okay, the back air. Yeah, okay.
JoJo could set there between the 2 of them.
Okay, let's wrap this sucker up, guys.
We're down to the last set.
Disappointing end for Jonas, but Ludo will get that winners finals rematch, and Gyromite is here to tell us exactly that.
You ready for 10 games of Game & Watch, Falco? Yeah. We're getting it all.